Well, I'm back out of the clear cut today, and as I was hoping, they have completed ripping out all the stumps here. You can see them all up along the left-hand side of the screen there. So this whole area that's just been amazing has gotten completely torn up now. All the stumps are gone, and there's no way that there's not going to be some fines made evident by this. I have a very good feeling about this. Guaranteed to be another copper in here, maybe another Spanish silver, definitely some more buttons. Who knows what I might come up with. Got the T2 out today just because it's a little bit lighter and I can get down in amongst all the divots. And it's going to be some kind of uneven ground to hunt, but we'll see how we do. Alright, I got a decent tone here on the T2. Coming in about 75. Somewhere in that neighborhood. It's ringing pretty shallow. Let's see what we got. Found one target already that looks like something between a ox knob and a ring. It's kind of a funny thing. I don't know exactly what it is. This might be a button. It's kind of ringing up in that range. Could be a KG. What do we got here? That is a button. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that's nice. It's broken off, but let's see, I'll clean it up a little here. It's a tomback. I don't know if you can see the sheen to it. It's tomback with a concave back, flat front, big raised shank. Sweet button. Alright, that's a good sign. Well, since my last clip I found a nice period. So some sort of decorative piece, but I just turned up another tomback. Shank intact. Look at this one. It's a true tomback there. Man, signals are just everywhere. Everywhere. Too bad I don't have a GoPro so I could just leave the thing running. I just stood up from digging that tomback and turned around and got an 80s, 90s signal. Here, this might be a copper. We shall see. Let me find it again. 90, 87. A little choppy. Let's see. So much dirt got shifted around in the process of taking out these trees that I'm sure some stuff got buried a little bit lower too. Oh, okay, look at that. Oh, look at that nice end on that. That is a pewter spoon handle most likely, but look at that nice little knob on the top of it. Just to show you here, it probably doesn't really show up too well in video, but this pit here where this stump came out is a good 2.5 feet deep. And so the good news is that, you know, there's some pretty deep areas that have been exposed here. The downside is that a lot of that dirt that came out of there has been spread elsewhere. So it's kind of like detecting a bombed out field here. So, you know, things have turned up. I'm sure there's other things that have gotten buried, but we'll keep at it. Another target about 70. Let's see what it turns out to be. There's still so many signals in here, which is just amazing given how much I've been here. I mean, I've really lost track of how many times I've hunted here. Dozens and dozens and dozens. Going over a year now, pretty much every time I have the chance to come over. And I remember reading a thing that Dan Kowski talked about once, that at any given point we only find like 15% of the non-ferrous targets at a site, just based on masking and everything. And I'm inclined to believe that's true, and even more so, oh look at that, even more so when you've got trees in the way. This looks like it's going to be a dandy button. Yep. Still waiting for the day a GW comes out of here. I'll wipe this one off, but I won't hold my breath for it. Been a lot of dandy buttons to come out of here. Can make out a little patterning around the edge, but it's going to take true cleaning to clean that one up, but nice big dandy. Well, the light's going down here, but try to squeeze in a couple more targets. Got one here that's coming up a 75 on the T2. Just found an intact brick, which is kind of cool. Found tons of pieces of brick out here, but none intact. Let's see if I can get to this target. Everything really is turned around here, and they pulped up a lot of this pine or fir, and it's like in a lot of areas there's just a ton of that pulpy stuff on top. In other areas you can see where you can see that the soil is definitely at a lower level than it was. All right, now this is interesting. It's another button, but it's a real heavy, thick one. Of course, after some of my recent finds here, I'm very curious to know if there's any more military buttons out here. That's an interesting button. Very thick style. I can't tell if it's pewter or what. To clean it up. Alright, I'm back out here at the clear cut today, and we got a lot of rain last night. And first thing I'm going to do is actually just go around and just kind of look at the surface after that heavy rain, see if there's anything that is that the rain just kind of made evident that might be sitting on top. So I'm going to do that for a little bit and then start detecting and try the AT Pro today. Found an interesting ferrous item here. Looks to me like this might be the end off of a forged door hinge, a barn door hinge, something like that. That's my best guess, at least. But it's a loud enough ferrous target. It was got me interested to dig it, and so there is some interesting iron in here. Usually it's you know, pretty corroded hand forged nails and things, but this is an interesting iron piece. Got a little bit of rain coming down here, and the clouds are really moving quick overhead. Another couple months this is all going to be frozen up, so a day like today it's 65 degrees, and definitely going to enjoy this as long as I can. Alright, first really good target of the day here, right in the skidder track. And it's coming up an 82 on the AT Pro, so I'm thinking copper or silver. Let's see what we got. No, I missed this one the other day. Oh, yep, I see a copper right there. Sweet. See that? That's sweet. It's like a small one. See if I can do a quick brush off of this and make out what it is. Not showing up for me right away, but it looks to have a pretty good patina on it. So I'm fairly certain that we'll be able to ID that one. Very nice. I knew there was some more coppers in here. It's copper 31 from the site. Amazing. Well, the dirt was covering this the other day, but now that it's rained, look at these brick chunks. Just as plain as day. And if I walk over here, more brick, more brick, more brick, more brick. And look at these. Now, usually that wouldn't be exciting, except we're talking about a 1750 era place. So these are post-Revolutionary War bricks, probably from a chimney. And there's no cellar here, so I'm guessing that it was a cabin with a chimney. But you know, I found tons of little pieces of brick, and last hunt I brought home a full-sized brick. But man, after this rain, you can really see how many are here. It's amazing. So any doubts about this being the home site, you know, it was sort of surmised that there was a home site here, but as if the other finds that have been made here weren't enough, it's pretty conclusive evidence, I'd say. All right, now here's a non-metallic find. What in the world is this? Wow, looks like a marble. It's got a nice red color to it. Huh, interesting. Of course, I guess the question is, when's it from? No real way of knowing. It looks pretty uniform. I don't really know a ton about marbles, but it looks very uniform, so I would expect maybe an older one to be a little bit more blobby, like it was hand blown, but either way, it's interesting. Light's going down here now. Nice reflection here in the puddle that all that rain left last night. Well, I think that might be the end of the day, but I'll be back again soon, and I'm sure there'll be more here to find. A little bit of a slow outing, but a good copper today, and that marble and a couple buttons, and really interested to get home and figure out what this guy is. Anyway, that's it for today. Catch you later. Alright, well, here's the tally from these two hunts here. I think most of these things I've already covered, but nice big dandy button, a little thimble I don't think I got on video. This pewter button is really sweet. Totally intact, very heavy. You can see the cast line on the back. I can't make out any markings on it, unfortunately. Little piece of a shoe buckle here. Real nice tomback. See how shiny that is. Also intact fully. Another little tomback, which either be like a cuff size or a breeches size. This is that big tomback. Real nice. You can see it's got a beveled edge on it. Concave back. Pretty sweet. This is the coin from today. It's King George II. Just barely see the marks up in the upper right there, and bust is pretty clear. Other side doesn't really have any detail, but King George II, who knows if it's counterfeit or not. Here's that marble, and kind of a shooter size marble, and amber color. I would love to know if there's any way to date this, to know if it's from the period or if it was lost at some other time. Not a lot of modern stuff out there, so I'd have to maybe guess that it is period. But and this is really cool. I didn't include this on video either, but this is an antler handled knife, a real good size one too, and I've never found anything with antler handle. So that's by and large what I found those two hunts, and we'll be adding it to the rest of the finds from the site here. And you know, it just continues. It's pretty amazing over there, and I'm sure that there will still be a few more things to come out of there. Every time I think I'm done, I keep going back and more things keep turning up, so we'll keep at it. Thanks for watching.